there's a gay Halloween party in progress tonight, given by the McGee's next-door neighbors, the Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve. And among the guests, we find many names from Wistful Vista's Blue Book, plus 2 names from Wistful Vista's telephone book, Fibber McGee and Molly.
Oh, it's quite a party, ain't it, Molly?
Ah, certainly is, McGee. But stop blowing cigar smoke in my face, dearie.
Oh, excuse me. I thought you'd like it. This is one of the best cigars.
Oh, there, McGee. Hello, Mrs. McGee. Mighty glad you could come over tonight.
Well, thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve. It's a lovely party.
I'll have to hand it to you, Gildersleeve, for thinking up clever games to play.
Clever game?
Yeah, like hiding the cigars. How'd you ever think of hiding them in the bottom drawer of your dresser?
Why, McGee, you had no business snooping in Mr. Gildersleeve's dresser.
Oh, that's quite all right, folks. Always glad to have the guests make themselves at home.
That's what I figured.
If you'd like to check over my last bank statement, McGee, you'll find it in the desk in the library.
You must be mistaken, Gildersleeve. I didn't see it, and I went all through that desk when I was looking for the cigars.
Heavenly days, McGee, don't be so snoopy.
Hi, Snoopy, I'm just alert. Incidentally, Gildersleeve, there's a letter on your desk from your tailor. You mean to tell me you pay $85 for them suits of yours?
Why, yes, I do, McGee.
My goodness, McGee buys 4 of them for that price, don't you, dear?
Is that so?
Oh, sir.
You mean he buys his clothes?
What?
Well, if you'll excuse me, folks, I'll see how the other guests are getting along. Have a good time.
What does he mean, do I buy my clothes? Where does he think I get them?
Well, if you get him where I think he thinks you get him, I think you'll think twice about asking.
You mean you think I don't get
Well, hello there, Molly. Hello, Fibber. Gee, we're having fun.
What are you doing, Mr. Wilcox?
Oh, playing games. Come on in the other room. Boomer's going to do some sleight-of-hand tricks.
Oh, well.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, for my first astounding bit of wizardry, I take this $5 bill. Don't seem to have a $5 bill. Will someone from the group pass me a $5 bill?
Why, a $5 bill, Boomer? Can't you do it with a 1?
Certainly not. 5 is a magical number. 5 pennies in a nickel, 5 nickels in a quarter, and 5 quarters in a dollar and a quarter. Thank you, Mr. Wilcox. Thank you, sucker. Now, watch me closely. Presto, abracadabra, zingo, and the bill has disappeared. Entirely without the use of mirrors or concealed wires. Thank you.
Yeah, that's very good.
Oh, now, quiet, please. Now, with another simple twist of the wrist, I might say a slight pang of regret, I will restore the $5 bill. Presto, abracadabra, zingo. And here, well, must have made a slip somewhere. Can't seem to bring it back.
Oh, no, you don't, Boomer. Fork over that bin.
Come, uncouth. Surely you're not accusing Horatio K. Boomer of chicanery. Have your $5 right here someplace. Now, where can I put that $5 bill? Let me look through my pocket.
That guy's so light-fingered he has to stick his hands under an anvil to get a manicure.
And they better keep an eye on the anvil, too.
Now, let me see. $5 bill, $5 bill. Where can I put that $5 bill? Ah, here it is. No, it isn't either. That's a photograph of my cousin Guernsey, Boomer.
Good heavens, bow-legged, isn't he?
Not naturally, my dear, but he's been ridden out of town on a rail so often his knees have lost touch with each other. Now, let me see. Here's an advertisement for asbestos seat covers. Very handy for driving hot cars. Package of corn removers. Here, give somebody your scriptwriter. Postcard from Minnie the Moocher. Ha, the dear girl. Says she's now a facial masseuse in Texas. The little panhandler. Small bottle of mint sauce in case I want to take it on the lamb. A check for short beer. Well, imagine that. No $5 bill. Wonder if it could have blown out the window. I'll blow out the door and see.
Did Mr. Gildersleeve show you his new automatic phonograph that plays both sides of 12 records without stopping?
Yeah, wonderful, ain't it?
Wonderful. Why, it's almost human.
I'll say it is. Just out of curiosity, I dropped a sleeping tablet in the needle box, and it's been playing A Man in His Dream for 20 minutes.
Well, hello there, Johnny. Hello, daughter. Quite a party, ain't it?
Yes, it certainly is, Mr. Oldtimer.
Hey!
He says, yes, it is. People go to parties for the same reason bald-headed guys go to burlesque shows. They at least have the illusion of letting their hair down.
That's pretty good, Johnny, but that ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it, the president's secretary said to him, "Say, Mr. Roosevelt," he says, "I haven't seen you made any appointments for next week." "Nope," says Mr. Roosevelt. "I thought I'd do my Christmas shopping early." Well, I gotta go in the other room, Johnny. They're bobbing for apples, and I gotta get my girl out of there. She's a pippin'.
Well, the old coot's on a hoot, ain't he, Molly? If he was there...
Ah, there, folks. How's everything going?
Oh, just fine, Mr. Gildersleeve.
By the way, when do we eat, Rocky?
Well, we're serving a buffet supper a little later.
Hot dog, you hear that, Molly? A buffet supper.
Oh, that's McGee's favorite kind of a meal, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yeah?
He goes around the buffet table like stew biscuit on a fast track.
Well, that's fine, yes. Or is it? But before we have dinner, folks, we're going to have a little more fun. Mrs. Uppington's going to tell somebody's fortune.
Oh.
Yes, they're drawing names in the other room now to see who the lucky man is. Huh? Say, it looks like you're it, McGee. Oh, this should be very amusing.
Yes. It's the first party we ever went to where McGee stuck out his hand instead of his neck.
Oh, here he is, folks.
There you are, Mr. McGee. I hope you don't mind having your fortune told.
I just know, Uppy. As the chicken says when he busted out of the egg, I guess the future's worth taking a peep at. Which hand do you want to read?
Well, that depends, Mr. McGee. Are you right or left-handed?
Well, I think he's left-handed. He reached for the lunch check with his right hand today and fumbled terribly.
Well, then give me your left hand, Mr. McGee.
Okay, here you are. Paul, meet Mrs. Uppington. Mrs. Uppington, my Paul.
How do you do? I'm very glad. Oh, my, that was a joke, wasn't it? Oh, now wait till I put on my glasses. I didn't have them on the last time I told a man's fortune, and I was horribly embarrassed, you know. Why, Mrs. Uppington? Oh, my dear. He had sheepskin gloves on, and I told him I could see him lying on a plate with 2 fried eggs and a piece of toast.
Well, get busy, Uppy. Tell me, pretty gypsy.
Oh, very well. Now, first we come to the matter of intelligence.
Oh, we do, eh? Get a load of this, folks.
The intelligence is indicated by small mounds at the base of the fingers.
What mounds? I ain't got any mounds. Oh.
And now, this line, this is a lifeline.
Well, throw it out. I'm going down for the 3rd time.
Your lifeline tells me that... Oh, good heavens. What, Mrs. Uppington? Oh, Mrs. McGee, I regret to inform you that your husband has been dead for 12 years.
Very good, Abigail, very good. Well, folks, we have time for a couple of more games before supper is served. Have you any suggestions?
Yes, don't stop it. You know, I think it'd be fun if we turned out the lights and told ghosts.
Oh, hey, that's fine. That's a splendid idea. Everybody sit down, folks. I'll turn out the lights.
Want me to tell the first ghost story, folks?
Say, what do you know about telling ghost stories, dearie?
Who, me? Why, shucks, I've been an expert on ghost stories ever since I was a kid. Used to give myself the creeps before I could walk. I made quite a study of ghost stories. That was every time I'd walk into somebody's yard. Folks would shake their heads and look grave. Graveyard McGee, I was known as. Graveyard McGee, the gloomiest guy that ever gave goose flesh to a gay gathering with Magori and Goose and Goblin gabbling, getting guys goats with great gobs of ghastly goings-on, galvanizing groups of gaping greenhorns with garrulous and graphic gibberish, then garnering the greatest bag of groaning ghosts from the gusty gales of the Greenland Sea to the giddy... Ow! Who's thinking me?
McGee, if you know so much about ghost stories, you go ahead and tell one.
Okay, well, now let me think of
Hey,
it.
I know one. Shall I tell it?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, it happened one night when I was driving through the swamps of Louisiana, when suddenly my engine went dead. And there I was stranded miles from nowhere, and a storm coming up. I had to find shelter somewhere, so I walked up the road to a deserted-looking, ramshackle old house. But before I could knock, the door swung slowly open. Hey, what's that?
Excuse me, folks. My foot was asleep and I was straightening out my legs. Go ahead, Johnny.
Well, as soon as my eyes got used to the darkness, I saw a ghostly, shimmering figure staring at me. And I heard a hollow voice say, "Where's my head?"
So does it.
Heavens, Mr. Wilcox, weren't you horribly perturbed?
Was I? My nerves were waving back and forth like windshield wipers. But I took myself in hand and I said, "I'm sorry, buddy, but I haven't got your head. Where'd you lose it?" And the ghost said, "Right in this house. I came home one day, and when I saw the kitchen floor looking so dull and dingy, streaked and worn, I flew into a rage.
Oh, sure.
I lost my head and bawled my wife out something terrible. Gee, I wish I hadn't done it, because I know now what I should have done." But by that time, I had the door open again, and I ran like the dickens.
Well, what was the point of that story, Mr. Wilcox?
Well, the point is that if you're haunted by the appearance of dull, faded, hard-to-clean linoleum floors, just try Johnson's Glow Coat. The no-rubbing, no-buffing floor polish is so easy to use and keeps linoleum looking new indefinitely. And not only that...
Okay. You've pulled the plug, now get out of the tub. Turn the lights on, somebody.
Just a moment, folks. I think supper's ready, so if you want to step into the dining room...
Well, come on, McGee. What are you waiting for?
You go ahead, Molly. I'll be in later. I got something I want to do. Kind of a Halloween gag. Don't say anything to anybody. Now, I'll be back in a little while. It's dark out here. I'd like to see Gildersleeve's face tomorrow when he looks in his garage. Oh, hey, get away from me. Who's there? Who's that?
Yeah, but I scared you, didn't I?
Oh, hello there, little girl. It's so dark out here, I didn't see you. What you doing? Now, I says, what you doing?
Playing Halloween.
Oh.
Gee, have I been having the fun, too. Tipping over garbage cans and soap on windows and scaring people and everything.
Oh, you have, eh?
Yes.
Well, this is the night court, sis. Incidentally, you know the difference between a ghost and a sailor with a sprained ankle?
No.
Well, one's a hobgoblin and the other's a gobhoblin. I says one is a Oh, never mind. You run along and have your fun, sis. I got some private business to attend to.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Never you mind.
I bet you're gonna ring somebody's doorbell, I bet you.
Oh, no, I ain't.
Oh, yes, you are.
Oh, no, I ain't.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no. Listen, sis. You run along and have your fun, and I'll go and have mine.
Oh, why don't you let me go with you? Please, why won't you,
Dad, at it because I can't let you. Don't talk so loud, sis. Now, listen, you know whose garage this is?
Yes. It's Mr. Gildersleeve, I bet you.
Right, and I'm Mr. McGee. I live right next door here.
Yes.
I'm going to play a Halloween trick on Mr. Gildersleeve. We don't want him to hear. Now, look, I'm going to sneak into Gildersleeve's garage and let all the air out of his tires. Will that be a panic or won't it?
Will it?
Why, sure it will. Boy, when old Gildersleeve comes out in the morning and... Quiet, sis. Now, don't make so much noise.
You see, you're making all the noise, I bet you.
Well, come on now. If you want to be in on this, help me push this garage door open.
Gee, I ain't having the fun.
I wish it wasn't so dark in here, but I don't dare strike a light. Now, look, sis. You let the air out of the tires on that side, and I'll do the same on this side. You know how to let the air out?
Yes. I let the air out of 5 cars already tonight, I bet you.
Okay, go ahead.
Gee, is this a dandy idea, mister?
I thought it was pretty good myself, sis. But don't you ever tell him.
Hey, Mister, the tires are flat on this side.
Okay, same here now, sis. Now remember, this is a secret between you and me.
Yes.
I gotta get back to the party now.
Okay. Good night. You guys having a fun.
Wish it wasn't so dark in here, but I don't dare strike a light. Now look, sis, you let the air out of the tires on that side, and I'll do the same on... Huh? No, I don't know any more riddles.
I do.
Huh?
What's the difference between a peanut butter sandwich and a policeman?
Peanut butter sandwich and a policeman. I'm sorry, sis. I'm afraid I don't know the difference between a peanut butter sandwich and a policeman.
Honest?
Yep.
Oh, I guess that's your tough luck then, mister, because here comes the policeman now.
What? Hey, let me out of here.
Folks, Donald Novus sings With a Song in My Heart.
Well, have you got your hat, Peary?
Yeah, well, we'll have to go now.
Well, I'm sorry you folks have to leave so early, but I'm mighty glad you could come over.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve. My, it's been a simply marvelous party.
You betcha, Throcky, old man. You sure know how to throw a party.
Oh, it was lovely. Say good night to Mrs. Gildersleeve for me.
Yeah, me too, Gildersleeve. She's a wonderful cook, that wife of yours. Tell her how we had a terrific time tonight.
I certainly will. I'm sorry she was so busy in the kitchen she couldn't meet any of you folks. But you must come over again sometime.
Oh, could I have my chauffeur drop you somewhere, Mr. McGee? Oh, no, thank you, Mrs. Uppington. We just live next door. Well, good night. We've had a wonderful time, Mr. Gildersleeve. Good night.
Yeah, good night, Gildersleeve.
Good night, Mr. McGee. Good night, Fibber.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
Boy, what a lousy party.
Heavenly days. Whoever told them they knew how to entertain?
Yeah. Old Gildersleeve and his expensive cigars. Look at them. Dry as a bone. All 10 of them.
Well, I'm going right up to bed, dearie. I'm tired.
Yeah, well, I'm coming up, too.
Oh, my goodness, I hope I don't have bad dreams from that terrible food. Did you taste those hors d'oeuvres, maybe?
Oh, they look tempting to me. Imagine that. Imagine old Lady Uppington trying to sell fortunes. I think I'll get her a crystal 8-ball for Christmas.
Now, don't drop your shoes there on the floor, right where somebody will stumble over them.
Oh, well, they're on my side of the bed. I'll be the one to stumble over them.
Hand me my cold cream, dearie.
Okay.
Thanks. Did you notice the cheap towels in the bathroom? They were like limp sandpaper.
Yeah, sure. Hey, you scare me with all that cold cream on your face, Molly. Why didn't you wear that mask to the party? Imagine them old fogies playing post office at their age. There ain't one of them with sufficient postage. What time I set the clock for?
Oh, not too early, dearie. I'll want to sleep a while in the morning.
Me too, after a night like that.
That ghost story of Mr. Wilcox.
Yeah.
I'll bet the sponsor haunts him.
The way those people age. You see the old timer? He was chasing the ham around like an actor's agent. Hey, this underwear don't fit as good as it did a few years ago, Molly.
It doesn't?
Getting a little snug around the ankles. Where's my pajamas? Oh, here they are.
Hang up your pants.
Oh, I'll hang them up in the morning. Oh, baby, does this bed feel good to Papa? Oh, say, remind me to tell you sometime about the trick I pulled on Gildersleeve tonight, Molly. It was a piece. What a party that was. Oh, good night, Molly.
Good night, dear. Oh, I wonder who that is at this time of night. 79 Wistful Vista, Molly McGee speaking. Who? Oh, yes. Oh, well, that was real thoughtful of you. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yes, we had a simply wonderful time. Yes. Good night. McGee, that was Mr. Gildersleeve.
What that stuffed shirt want?
Well, he really did you a favor. He said he forgot to tell you while you were over there.
Forgot to tell me what?
Well, his car was downtown being repaired, and he saw ours standing in the alley, and he was afraid the Halloween pranksters would hurt it, so he put it in his own garage.
That was nice of him. Maybe he ain't such a bad...
What?
What? My own car? I let the air out of my own car. Folks, we didn't really feel that way about Gildersleeve's party. We just wanted to give you an idea of what we think happens after one of our parties. Incidentally, Molly, there's one game we didn't play over there tonight.
What was that, dear?
Pin the tail on the elephant.
You mean on the donkey?
Oh, no, Gildersleeve's a Republican.
Oh.
Good night.
Good night, all.
That's the Great Gildersleeve. Cheese Company will also bring you the Kraft Music Hall every Thursday night. Present each week at this time Harold Peary as the Great Gildersleeve, written by John Whedon and Sam Moore. We'll hear from the Great Gildersleeve in just a moment. Nowadays, society gives you the green light when you tip your plate of soup, or mop up gravy with a dab of bread, or leave your plate clean as a whistle. We wartime Americans have gladly discarded many wasteful rules of etiquette to make food fight for freedom. The all-important rule these days is waste no food, eat every scrap. Of course, one way to be sure that all the food you serve gets eaten is presented in tempting, appetizing ways. And I do know this. You'll enjoy bread, rolls, and muffins down to the very last crumb when they're spread with delicious Parquet margarine. Ah, yes, ma'am, Parquet's delicate flavor really satisfies, adds to your enjoyment of many fine foods. And since Parquet margarine is so very high in energy value, it's really a wonderful aid to good family nutrition. Remember, too, that each pound of Parquet contains 9,000 units of important vitamin A. So get the nutritious spread that's known far and wide for its truly fine flavor. Buy Parquet, that's P-A-R-K-A-Y. Parquet margarine, made by Kraft. Now let's see what goes on at the home of the great Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve. It's Saturday evening, the day before Halloween, and his niece is giving a dance. All afternoon, he's been rolling up carpets, putting extra leaves in the dining room table, carrying out furniture, and carrying it in again. But now that the heavy work is done, he finds himself brushed aside. After an early makeshift supper, he wanders forlornly out to the kitchen to watch last-minute preparations there.
Oh, what are you making there, Bertie? Frosting?
Yes, sir.
Say, that looks mighty good. You mind if I just...
Uncle Mort. Mr. Gildersleeve, a man can lose a finger that way.
It's wonderful, though, Bertie. Say, don't you think you've beaten that about enough?
Ain't sure if it's stiff enough.
Oh, well, I'll just see.
Uncle Mort, really?
Just tasting it, my dear.
Mr. Gildersleeve, if you keep tasting, there ain't going to be frosting enough to put in your eye.
Who wants it in his eye? You'd like to put a little on a piece of bread now.
Uncle Mort, go out and play.
Let's go out and play.
Bertie, don't you think it's about time we took another peek at that cake?
Cake? I'll do it.
Stay away from that oven. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Gildersleeve, but you want that cake to fall?
I was just trying to help.
Run along, Uncle Mort. I'll look at the cake, Bertie.
You either.
What?
If some of the people don't get out of this kitchen, I'm going to go clean out of my mind.
Bertie, I was just
Well,
going
you
to...
more trouble than all the rest of them.
Yeah.
Want me to fix a party? You got to give me a chance. I ain't no Superman. No, sir. All I got's 2 hands. Paying to come in here tracking dirt.
Come on, Marjorie. I think Bertie wants to be alone. Let's go in the other room. After you.
Oh, Leroy, for heaven's sake.
I am Frankenstein the Wolfman. I eat up little girls.
Let go!
I walked with a zombie. The undying monster.
Leroy.
The living dead.
Stop that and take off that mask.
It's only me, Unc. Did I scare you?
Yes. I don't know how you expect to scare anybody. You've been going around in that rig scaring people for a week.
Well, I'm just practicing being horrible.
You don't need any practice.
Now, Uncle Mort, you make him promise to keep away from my party. I just know he's going to... Oh, that's probably for me.
Don't worry, Glamour Puss. I wouldn't be caught dead at your party.
Hello? Is that you?
No, it's me.
Oh, I couldn't tonight, Lester. No, I'm sorry. No, I couldn't possibly.
Why don't you tell him you're giving a party and he's not invited?
Shut up, Leroy.
Let her alone, Leroy.
Pardon the interruption. The brat again. Go on, tell me all about it.
I don't know what kind of a Halloween party this is anyway. No games, no pumpkins.
What did you used to do on Halloween, Unc?
Oh, we did a lot of things, my boy. Made jack-o'-lanterns, bobbed for apples.
Pretty corny.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, we had one little trick.
Yeah? What was it?
Well, we used to take 2 buckets of water,
Yeah?
and when it got dark, we'd put them on each side of somebody's front walk, and we'd tie them together with a piece of cord across the walk, and then when somebody came along, well, you can imagine.
Hey, that's great.
It was a very thoughtless, wicked thing to do, Leroy. I hope you will never do anything like that.
Are you kidding?
I mean it. Somebody might trip and hurt themselves badly. Remember that.
Yes, sir.
There's one other thing to remember.
What's that?
Only fill the buckets halfway. It won't work if they're full.
Oh, my goodness. Go to the door, somebody. I'm on the phone.
Well, get off it.
I'll go.
Oh, I've got to hang up now. Goodbye, Lester.
Yeah, so much for Lester.
It's Wally Hoff.
Wally Hoff.
Well, the kid himself. Hiya, Junior. What are you supposed to be?
Frankenstein.
Oh, blow me down.
Talk to Wally, will you, Uncle Mort? I'll be right down, Wally. I've got to run up and put on some lipstick.
What for? It's coming right up. Take these records, will you, son? And don't drop them. Got a couple of real oldies there. Red nickels.
Gosh.
Mr. Hoff, my name is Gildersleeve. I'm Marjorie's uncle.
Oh, hi. Heard a lot about you.
I've heard a lot about you, too.
Favorable, I trust. Anybody tune this so-called piano lately?
Young man, that's a Wembley.
Oh, not bad.
Hey, Wally, I can play a boogie bass now like you showed me. Look.
Hey, that's not it. Look out.
I didn't do it right. Let me just...
Look out. Let me at it. Like music, Mr. Gildersleeve?
I like music, yes. Mr. Hoff, would you mind telling me something?
Not at all. Shoot.
That sweatshirt you're wearing, is that customary these days? At dances, I mean?
What else?
In my day, we wore tuxedos. And we didn't wrestle. We danced.
Oh, your day, your day. Your day is over, Uncle Mort.
Yes, I guess it is.
Well, don't stop, Wally. Give out.
What'll it be, gorgeous?
Oh, anything at all, only give. The party's dying and it hasn't even started. Uncle Mort, I don't want to be rushing you, but the gang will be here any minute.
I can take a hint.
Well, take Leroy with you. Why don't you see if Mrs. Ransom's doing anything tonight?
Maybe I will, and maybe I won't.
Oh, that's it. Play that.
On with the dance. Let joy be unrefined.
Oh, brother, even in my... Come on, Frankenstein. This is no place for us.
Gosh, it's dark out, isn't it?
Wally Hoff.
He's a swell piano player, Unc.
You stick to Bach.
That sounds like Piggy. Hey, Pig, wait up! That's his signal. See you later, Unc.
Wait a minute.
Yeah?
I won't ask you to keep out of mischief, Leroy. Just keep out of jail.
Okay. Where are you going, Mrs. Ransom?
Never mind. Run along.
Hey, Pig, wait for Frankenstein.
Nobody's going to tell me what I'm going to do. If I want to call on Leela, I will. And if I don't, I won't. Just hope she's in, that's all.
Who's that?
Boo!
Oh,
Yeah.
Throckmorton, you mustn't do that.
Yeah, but it's Halloween, Leela.
No, it's not. Tomorrow's Halloween.
I know, but they're celebrating it tonight. What are you doing, Leela?
Well,
I had this date for tonight, but at the last minute I was unable to go on account of a headache.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yes.
Well, perhaps some other time.
Oh, I feel much better now.
Oh, you do?
Uh-huh. Isn't that lucky?
Will you go to the movies with me?
Well, I don't know about tonight, Throckmorton. I'm just scared to death of ghosts and witches and all.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be with you.
Promise you'll stay close to me and protect me?
I'd like to see the ghost that could get between us.
There'll be a slight wait inside for all seats.
Oh, he says they'll be waiting, Throckmorton.
How many, please?
How long will we have to wait, miss?
The next complete showing will begin at 9:53. How many, please?
9:53. That's half an hour, Leela. Do you want to wait?
Oh, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, make up your mind. Stepping to one side, please. Keeping the line moving, please.
Shutting the mouth, please.
Throckmorton.
Well, they can't push me around. Evidently, our patronage is not wanted here, Leela. Let's go somewhere else.
I declare, Throckmorton, I've never seen Summerfield so crowded.
Why don't these people stay home nights? Well, I suppose we could at least drop in here and get a soda. Would you like a soda?
I don't know. Would you?
Oh, I don't know. Would you?
Oh, look, a little boy in a mask.
Well, that's more like it. That's the first real sign of Halloween.
Oh, well, what's that thing he's swinging around?
Oh, that's a sock filled with flour. Oh, we used to have more fun with those.
Oh, he isn't going to hit somebody with it.
What do you think it's for?
Hello, little boy.
Hello there, Sonny. What's your name? Cat got your tongue, huh? You're not Piggy Banks, are you?
You're not going to hit anybody with that, are you, little boy?
Yes, careful now. Careful how you swing that. I'll tell you what, if you go away, I'll give you a nickel. Listen, if you hit anybody... Look out now. If you're Piggy Banks, I'll tell your mother. Did you hear what I said? If you come near me with that, I'll... Come back here, you. I dare you.
Let me brush you off, Throckmorton.
Well, I think you might show a little more consideration, Leela.
Oh, but you look so funny, darling. Come on, let's go in and get a soda.
Well...
Well, hello, Mrs. Ransom.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Peavy.
And Mr. Gildersleeve. Well, has it been snowing out?
No, it hasn't been snowing. The lady here would like a soda.
Well, aren't you going to have anything, Throckmorton?
I got something.
Oh, well, if you're not going to have anything, I'm not going to have anything.
All right. Soda for me, too. Chocolate.
Chocolate it shall be.
How have you been, Mr. Peavy?
Oh, just fine, Mrs. Ransom, just fine. You two been out doing the town?
Well, if you could call it that. Halloween isn't what it used to be, Peavy.
No, Mr. Gildersleeve, it isn't. And maybe it's just as well.
Why?
Well, I remember one Halloween. Harry, it's a lucky thing we didn't all land in jail.
Well, what did you do, Mr. Peavy?
Well, you know how boys are, Mrs. Ransom. I remember it was a dark night like this one. It was out at old Mr. Thatcher's house, crabby old fellow. Maybe you remember the house, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, yes, I remember.
Well, we'd planned this thing for weeks, and it was dark, as I say, so we appointed one boy as a lookout, and we hid in the bushes till the coast was clear.
Oh, yeah? Go on.
Then when we got the signal, we sneaked across the lawn.
Yeah?
We tiptoed up the front steps.
Uh-huh.
And crawled on our hands and knees across the porch.
Yeah?
And stuck a pin in his doorbell.
Peavy, you didn't.
Yes, sir, and I want to tell you, I got out of there just fast as my legs would carry me.
Peavy, I wouldn't have believed it if you hadn't told me yourself.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Mr. Gildersleeve. I didn't actually stick the pin in the bell myself.
Oh?
I stayed behind in the bushes. But if they ever found out that pin came out of my lapel...
It came out of my...
Throckmorton, you know what I think?
Know what?
I think we ought to have a Halloween party, an old-fashioned one where you bob for apples and stick pins and things.
But it's too late, Leela.
Oh, no, it's not. Tomorrow's Halloween, really. We could have it at your house.
But, Leela...
Oh, don't be an old killjoy. Now, who we have? Oh, you come, won't you, Mr. Peavy?
Well, I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to, Mrs. Ransom. You see, Mrs. Peavy gets a little nervous around Halloween, so I usually stick pretty close to home till it blows over.
Oh, too bad. Well, there's there's Judge Hooker, we'll have to have the judge.
Yeah, for laughs.
Now, who else?
Well, we ought to have another girl.
Oh, do you think we need to?
For the judge. You know, the old goat likes to think he's Sir Walter Raleigh.
Oh, well, who can we get? I don't seem to know many women somehow.
Oh? Well, there's a Miss, Goodwin, I think her name is.
Goodwin? I don't seem to recall.
I only know her slightly.
Oh, well, how does it happen I've never heard you mention her before?
Well, I say, I know her. I've met her, that's all. She's the principal of the school.
Oh, a school teacher.
Yeah, school teacher.
Well, that sounds perfect for the judge.
Yeah. Oh, you know her, don't you, Peavy?
Oh, yes. She's perfect for the judge.
Yes, perfect for the judge.
She can't be that perfect.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. I'd say that she was...
Thanks for the sodas, Peavy. Got to be running along.
Oh, but Throckmorton, I've hardly finished.
Got to get going before the crowd gets out of the movies.
Oh, gracious, how you rush it, girl.
Oh, forgot to pay. Peavy, did anybody ever tell you you talk too much?
Why, no.
Well, consider yourself told. Good night, Peavy.
The Great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just a few seconds. These days, everyone's interested in good, satisfying food, and everyone knows that flavor is mighty important. Yes, it's flavor that makes us enjoy the foods we eat. It's flavor that tempts hungry appetites. That's why Kraft, the maker of Parquet margarine, is so particular about fine flavor in this delicious spread for bread. Parquet's flavor is something you'll want to tell your friends about. It's so delicate and appetizing, the margarine that tastes so good. And right along with its tempting flavor, Parquet margarine is wonderfully nutritious, too. It's one of the best energy foods you can serve your family. And while we're on the subject of good nutrition, remember that every single pound of Parquet contains 9,000 units of important vitamin A. Parquet is a quality margarine that bears the seal of acceptance of the Council on Foods and Nutrition of the American Medical Association. So for flavor to satisfy your family and for the kind of nourishment they need, serve Parquet every day. Ask your dealer for Parquet. That's Parkay. Parquet margarine made by Kraft. Halloween is here at last, and the Great Gildersleeve is ready for it, come what may. Leroy has carved a pumpkin, and Bertie has prepared some refreshments.
Don't they teach you any poetry in school these days, Leroy?
Oh, sure. I woke up in the morning and looked upon the wall. There was a flea and a bedbug having a game of ball.
Leroy, you didn't learn that poem in school.
Oh, I did, too. Piggy taught it to me during geography.
By George, I'm going to ask your teacher to change your seat. I can see Piggy's a bad influence on you.
I doubt if Leroy's doing Piggy any good either.
Oh, is that so? Who asked you to put in your 2 cents?
Well, you're certainly just as bad as Piggy.
I suppose his sister's been shooting off her big mouth.
Leroy?
She has not.
Well, I can tell a few things about you and her and Wally Hoff.
For instance.
Quiet! I'm expecting guests here any minute. Do you think I want them to walk into this kind of a cat and dog fight?
Well, he started it.
Stop it. Or I'll finish it. I'll not have this kind of goings-on. Leroy, where are you going?
Out on the porch.
What for?
Oh, to light the jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, well, that's all right then. It's a very good idea. To make a cheery welcome for my guests. What are your plans, Marjorie? Would you like to stay here and enjoy a little old-fashioned Halloween fun for a change?
Oh, gee, do I have to?
Certainly not, my dear. What were you thinking of doing this evening?
Wally and I were going down to Brownie's Beanery for a while. Some of the gang's going to be there.
I certainly dislike that boy.
Oh, he grows on you, Uncle Moore.
Why, George, you won't get a chance to grow on me. Hi-ho. Well, I'll have a real Halloween anyway. I'll see how Leroy's coming with the jack-o'-lantern. Real Halloween air. Gosh, dark as a pants pocket out here. Where's that kid? Leroy!
Hi, Unc.
I didn't see you, Leroy. Confound it, how many times have I told you it's not funny to scare people?
I wasn't trying to scare you. You called me and I answered.
Well, all right, but be careful. Why haven't you lit the jack-o'-lantern?
The wind keeps blowing out the matches.
Nonsense. There's no wind at all tonight.
It comes in puffs.
Well, give me those matches and I'll show you how a woodsman lights a fire.
Where's the woodsman?
Just watch me.
Okay. Say, isn't this Judge Hooker coming?
Where? I don't see anybody. Oh, well, it may be at that. Hello, Judge.
Hi, Gildy.
Yeah, trust him to get here first.
Hi, Judge.
Hello, Leroy. Well, Throckmorton, happy Halloween. Am I the first one? Oh,
It works.
Leroy here.
Confounded Gildersleeve, what's the idea?
It wasn't my idea, Judge, but anyway, happy Halloween. Just stand here by the fire, Judge, and you'll be dry in no time.
Doggone that kid.
Now, Judge, boys will be boys.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if you put him up to it.
Why, Horace.
And you laughed.
Well, I couldn't help it. I'm always laughing. Now, cheer up, Judge.
Well, maybe that's my girl.
Your girl?
Miss Goodwin.
What makes you think she's your girl?
All right, I'm easy to please. I'll take Leela.
Oh, no, you won't. Leela's my girl, you old goat.
Rather be a goat than a hog.
Well, hello, Leela.
Hello, Throckmorton.
Come in. We were just talking about you.
I knew it. I could feel my ears burning.
Yeah, they're still pink at that. Let me take your coat.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my, the house looks lovely. I think Halloween decorations are so exciting, don't you?
I certainly do.
Oh, good evening, Horace.
Good evening, Leela.
What a wonderful idea, coming in your old clothes. I just love old clothes parties.
This is my new suit, Leela. Or it was when I left home.
Well, what happened?
Gildersleeve's little nephew played a Halloween prank that soaked me to the skin.
Oh, how awful. That doesn't sound like Leroy Throckmorton.
It's my idea of Leroy.
Oh, mercy, the judge might have caught pneumonia.
Oh, don't worry about me, Leela. I'm a pretty tough old rooster.
Oh, well, let's forget all about it and have a nice Halloween. Where's your lady friend, Horace?
Miss Goodwin? Oh, she's not my lady friend. Not according
Now, Horace, can't you take a joke?
Seems to me I'm being asked to take a good many this evening.
That must be Miss Goodwin now, Judge. Why don't you go and let her in?
Well, thank you.
What did Horace mean about her not being his lady friend, Throckmorton?
Oh, nothing. Just his peculiar sense of humor.
Good evening, Miss Goodwin.
Good evening, Judge Hooker. So nice to see you again.
Permit me to take your wrap.
Throckmorton?
Yes, Leela?
I thought you said she was a school teacher.
She is, Leela.
Well, she dresses like the school teachers in Esquire.
Now, Leela.
Here we are. Mrs. Ransom, may I present Miss Goodwin?
How do you do?
It's so nice to meet you. Good evening, Throckmorton.
Well.
Hello, Eve.
Well. Why didn't you tell me Miss Goodwin and you were such old friends, Throckmorton?
Well,
Since he's been on the school board, we've seen a good deal of each other, Mrs. Ransom.
I see.
Well. Nothing so much fun as a Halloween party, is there? Or is there? You don't have the right technique for apple bobbing, Judge.
Oh.
You have to follow the apple right down to the bottom and get your teeth in it.
Oh, I could never do that. I'd ruin my hair.
I wouldn't mind. Let me try it.
Well.
Yes, I'll show you, Eve. Stand back, everybody.
Wait a minute, Gildy, wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, you will now witness a death-defying exhibition by Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, diving into 1 foot of water from the stupendous height of 6 inches.
Oh, Horace, you're simply a scream. I declare I think you're funnier than Bob Hope.
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say that.
Yeah, neither would I. Look, I'll show you now how to get the apple.
How you doing, Gildy?
Mercy, Throckmorton, come up for air. You'll drown.
Don't worry about him, Mrs. Ransom. He has wonderful breath control.
Well.
Hooray! Gildersleeve, you look exactly like a roast pig.
I know what we ought to do now. Let's tell ghost stories.
Oh, that's a wonderful idea, Eve. I know a real thriller.
Ghost stories never scare me.
Well, it'll scare you if we turn out the lights. Turn off the lights, will you, Judge?
All right.
There.
I'm still not a bit scared.
You will be. Once there was an old haunted house way out on the edge of a swamp. There was a ghost in the house who was trying to find his murdered wife. And he used to go through the house every night at midnight saying, ooh.
Ooh, I'm frightened already.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous myself.
Oh, pooh.
Well, one night, some hunters were passing near the house when it got real dark. And not knowing the reputation of the place, they decided to spend the night there. So they went up to the door, and just then...
Oh, Throckmorton, this is silly.
I think it's fun.
I know a game that's lots more fun in the dark than telling ghost stories.
Oh? Well, what is it, Leela?
Sardines.
I never heard of it.
Never heard of sardines?
No.
Oh, well, the way you play it, one person hides in the dark, and then all the others try to find him. Or her. And when you find the person, you don't say anything. You just stand as close to him as you possibly can till all the others find you. That's sardines.
Oh, well, I can see it's got possibilities.
Yeah, let's try it. Miss Goodwin, why don't you be the first to hide?
Why, Horace, I suggested the game.
Well, you can hide next.
Yeah, very fair, Judge. Go ahead and hide, Eve, while I count 50.
Well, I don't know any places, but... Oh, all right.
All right. 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. All right, Eve, here we come. Who left that chair there?
Oh, doggone it!
The judge is having a little trouble, too, I can see. What's this?
Now, Throckmorton.
Who is it?
You ought to know.
What am I supposed to do now?
Stand close to me.
Can't stand any closer, can I?
What's going on here, anyhow?
Hey, no fair turning on the lights.
Throckmorton Gildersleeve.
Now, Leela.
Well, if I'd known there were this kind of people in the game, I never would have suggested it.
Mrs. Ransom.
Don't you try to shush me.
I wonder if you'd mind taking me home, Judge.
But, Eve, the party's just begun.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's all over.
Now, wait a minute. Leela, please. Eve, please. Leela. Oh, who invented Halloween anyway? You don't understand.
I understand very well, Throckmorton. Take me home, please.
But they've all gone, Leela. I want to explain.
There's nothing to explain. I turn the lights on and I find you pawing that school teacher.
Leela, if you could just listen.
Let go of my arm, please, Throckmorton. Will you open the door for me?
Oh, God.
Thank you. Now, do you want me to walk home by myself?
I'll take you if you're really determined. Leela.
School teacher. She must be a fine school teacher.
Well, she is.
Oh, that's right. Stick up for her.
But I'm not sticking up for her. She didn't do anything. I thought she was you.
Throckmorton, that's a ridiculous bare-faced fib. She's wearing Chanel No. 5, and I always use Shalimar.
Well, Leela, I don't know one perfume from another. To me, they both smell good.
I don't care to hear any more, Throckmorton. Oh, look out!
Oh, my goodness.
Good night, Throckmorton.
You can't leave me here in this. Wait till I get my hands on Leroy.
Don't blame Leroy, Gildy. Happy Halloween.
Music heard on this program was under the direction of Claude Sweeten. This is Ken Carpenter speaking for the Kraft Cheese Company and inviting you to be with us again next week for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
This year, thousands of women all over the country are discovering what a special help with wartime meals is the product called Kraft Dinner. A box of Kraft Dinner gives them enough delicious macaroni and cheese for 4 people at only a few cents a serving. They get 2 boxes of Kraft Dinner for only 1 single ration point. And with Kraft Dinner, they cook that delicious main dish in just 7 minutes. In every Kraft Dinner box, there's a special macaroni that cooks fluffy tender in boiling water and an envelope of Kraft grated. With this handy Kraft grated, you whisk cheese goodness through and through the fluffy macaroni in a jiffy. A very smart trick is to shape the hot Kraft Dinner in a ring mold for a minute or two, unmold on a platter, and serve with creamed vegetables or fish or a little meat. But just as is, Kraft Dinner gives you a mighty fine main dish. Try this 7-minute macaroni and cheese soon. At your food store, be on the alert for point-saving Kraft Dinner. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Kraft Foods Company presents Harold Peary as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company. Tonight, we have special news for you. Kraft presents a new cheddar cheese. It's called K-Brand Natural. K-Brand is cheddar cheese at its best. Finest quality cheese from the standpoint of both flavor and texture. Listen for the exciting story of K-Brand Natural later in the program. It is written that men of genius have that capacity for losing themselves in their work. At the end of each month, the Great Gildersleeve loses himself in the pile of water bills. And helping him get lost is his secretary.
Bessie? Bessie, come in here.
Did you call me, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Your name's Bessie, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Oh, then you did call me.
Bessie, I've been looking high and low for that list of turn-ons. Where is it?
Turn-ons?
Yes, you made it out this very morning.
I did?
I'll say one thing for you, Bessie. You've made a place for yourself here in the water department.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve.
You've misplaced so many reports since you've been here, you've made yourself indispensable.
Thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Don't mention it. Now think, Bessie, where is the list of turn-ons? New customers.
Oh, new customers. It's right here on your desk, Mr. Gildersleeve. Do you want me to read them?
Yes, I'll check.
Ready?
Go right ahead.
I'll start with the A's.
Now you're thinking, Bessie.
Atkins, James.
Atkins, James.
Clausen, Henry L.
Clausen, Henry L.
Dalrymple, Mrs. J.W.
Dalrymple, Doris.
Doris?
Doris? Oh, did I say Doris?
Yes, sir. That's where we got stopped before. Should I try to call Mrs. Dalrymple again, Mr. Gildersleeve?
No, Bessie. Probably out joyriding with Judge Hooker while I work.
Is there something wrong with her statement, Mr. Gildersleeve?
No, her statement's fine. Lovely.
I'll mail it then with the others.
Mail it? Wait a minute, Bessie. I may be passing that way, and so I'll drop it by myself. Right now, as a service to a new customer.
But, Mr. Gildersleeve, isn't that out of your way?
Save a stamp, Bessie. Save a stamp. And, Bessie, call the florist and have him make up 2 dozen roses.
Yes, sir. To whom should I have the roses sent?
I'll pick them up. I'll deliver them myself.
To Mrs. Dalrymple?
Yeah, to Mrs. Dalrymple. Well, she's a new customer. Sure is a long way to Mrs. Dalrymple's. She would live over here by the school grounds. Wonder how she stands those noisy kids.
Hi, Unc.
Leroy. Hasn't he left for home yet?
Hi, Unc. You come for me? I was just going.
Leroy, put in your shirt tail.
But school's out.
So's your shirt tail. Put it in.
Why? I have to pull it right out again when I change for dinner. Why stick it in when right away I have to pull it out?
Leroy.
Okay. Now, I'm ready. Let's go. Gee, nice of you to come so far out of your way just to walk home with me.
Well, I have a water bill to deliver, Leroy.
Okay, I'll help you.
I don't need any help, young man. There's only one bill. Say, isn't that Mrs. Dalrymple exercising her dog?
Yeah. Let's go deliver the bill, Unc.
The bill happens to be for Mrs. Dalrymple.
Oh, I get it. And the flowers happen to be for a dog.
Leroy, don't try to be smart. It's very unlike you around the schoolhouse. Well, hello, Mrs. Dalrymple.
Why, Mr. Gildersleeve and Leroy. Oh, I didn't expect to see you here, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, I didn't expect to see you either. Just on my way home. Leroy. You may go home now.
But, Unc, I want to watch you give her the flowers.
Run along, young man, and tell Bertie I'll be right behind you.
Okay.
Well, Mrs. Dalrymple, isn't this a coincidence?
But say, Unc.
What is it now, Leroy?
You didn't mean what you said this morning, did you? That I have to be in by 9 o'clock tomorrow night? All the kids are going Halloween.
Leroy, I gave you my answer.
Okay. I think I'll stick around and wait for you then.
Oh, isn't that cute?
Leroy.
What about Halloween? Still 9 o'clock?
All right, 10 o'clock, ye gods.
Oh, boy, thanks, Unc. Glad I saw you, Mrs. Dalrymple.
My, what a spirited young boy. He's charming, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, I do get a boot out of Leroy. And he gets a few out of me, too. The flowers.
Oh, flowers.
Yeah, from the water department. New customer, you know.
Oh, they're perfectly lovely, Mr. Gildersleeve. They're just peachy.
Peachy. And there's your water bill, too.
A water bill? Isn't that cute?
Think so?
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, do you bring flowers to all of your new customers?
Well...
And deliver all of your water bills in person?
Well... Care to sit down for a minute on the bench?
Oh, I really should be going.
Take a load off those dainty little feet.
All righty. But what'll I do with Duke?
Duke? Oh, the dog. Oh, tie him to the flagpole. That'll hold him. Here, I'll do it for you. Yeah, nice, Duke. Oh. Maybe you better do it. I'd hate to upset him.
Well, I'll unsnap his leash and let him romp. He won't go far unless he sees a cat or something. There you are, Duke.
Big elephant. I hope he flushes a Greyhound bus and chases it all the way to Dallas.
What was that, Mr. Gildersleeve?
I said I had a Greyhound once, name of Alice. Look at him romp off. Frisky. Must be the weather. Nothing like autumn air.
Oh, I love the fall season. And it's especially nice here in Summerfield.
You'll get to like it even better. Yes, sir. Just look at those trees. Wonderful time of the year. Say, tomorrow's Halloween. Let's have a little party at your house. Too many people at mine.
A Halloween party?
Sure. Bob for apples, toast marshmallows. I'll get candy, pumpkins, noisemakers.
Why, that's a marvelous idea. Oh, but Mr. Gildersleeve, I don't know anybody in Summerfield. I wouldn't know who to invite.
You know me.
All righty. You're invited.
I am.
I'll be expecting you early. Well, I'd better go get the Duke.
Ta-ta, Mrs. Dalrymple. Well, a cozy little Halloween. Just for two. Tea for two and two for tea. Good morning, Bertie. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Gildersleeve. Coming with the coffee.
Smells good, Bertie.
Yes, sir. Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, Chief of Police Mr. Gates called up this morning early.
Oh? Well, what'd he say?
Nothing the first time. When I heard it was the police, I hung up.
You hung up? Well, why'd you do that?
I don't know. I guess I've been going to too many gangster pictures.
Oh, my gosh. I'd better call him.
Oh, he called back. He said to remind you of the annual Jolly Boys Halloween party tonight.
Oh, by George, I forgot that, Bertie. Well, if he calls again, tell him I have a little party of my own. with a little party.
Yes.
And when you go to the market, Bertie, remember to pick up 2 pumpkins for me, will you?
I'll try to remember, Mr. Gildersleeve. 2 pumpkins.
Yeah.
But everybody else around here has asked me to remember things, too.
I know, Bertie, but this is very...
Miss Marjorie wants Bertie to remember the Halloween candy, and Leroy wants Bertie to remember his teacher's birthday, and the city wants Bertie to remember to put out the cans.
All right, Bertie.
But I'll try. There's one thing you got to say for Bertie. She tries to remember.
And now what would be for you, sir? 2 pumpkins. Those 2 funny hats. She'd like the one with the feather. Give me 2 apples, Joe, that float. Give me 2 horns. Peavy, give me 2 cigars.
Your usual brand, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Say, Peavy, I see you have Halloween masks. Let me have a couple of them. One for me and one for a lady.
Very well, Mr. Gildersleeve. We have quite a selection. What kind did you have in mind?
Well, I don't know.
Well, now, here's one that covers the whole face. I'm taking one of those home for Mrs. Peavy. We also have them with funny black mustaches.
No thanks, Peavy.
And then we have the type that just covers the eyes.
Oh, fine. Give me 2 of those, Peavy. Come to think of it, we'd better have the lips free. We're bobbing for apples, Peavy. What's wrong with that?
Nothing, Mr. Gildersleeve. You care to try on some of the masks?
Yeah, just give me 2, Peavy, any 2. And I'll reach 2 of these El Lobo cigars you have on the counter here.
The El Lobos?
Well, I spent a lot of money today, Peavy. Yeah. A little black, but they look fresh.
Well, the customer's always right, Mr. Gildersleeve. El Lobos it is. That'll be 50 cents for the masks and 8 cents for the 2 cigars.
Here you are, Peavy. 58. Yeah. Think I'll light one.
I guess the boys will be out raising old Ned tonight. Had quite a nice run on chope today.
Oh? Well, I choked my share when I was a kid. But tonight I'm looking forward to a quiet, cozy Halloween. Well, cigar went out, Peavy.
Those El Lobos smoke up a lot of method.
Yes, Sir Peavy. I'm really looking forward to this evening with a charming little lady. Halloween for 2. Ta-da-da-dee. Peavy, we're going to have a wonderful time.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
Yes, Huh?
Mrs. Peavy and I may be a little late. Have to close up, you know. But
what?
We'll join in the spirit of things when we get there.
Get where, Peavy?
To Mrs. Dalrymple's party.
Mrs. Dalrymple? She isn't having a party. Nobody else has been invited, just me.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. According to Judge Hooker, there's going to be quite a gathering.
Hooker?
The Jolly Boys, Mayor Terwilliger.
That old goat, what does he have to do with this?
I don't know, Mr. Gildersleeve. All I know is that when I get a chance to get out of the house with Mrs. Peavy on Halloween, I take it.
Yes. Well, I hope you'll all have a happy Halloween, Peavy. Goodbye.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, is something wrong? Mr. Gildersleeve. That's peculiar. First he turned pale and then pink. I didn't think those El Lobos were that bad.
Do you like natural cheese, especially a mellow, rich-flavored cheddar? Well, then, here's news to make your mouth water. Kraft experts now can give you a natural cheddar cheese with uniform fine flavor and texture and made from pasteurized milk. It's called K-Brand Natural. That's K-A-Y Brand Natural. Just think of the mellow goodness of natural golden cheddar, but made from milk pasteurized as carefully as the milk your children drink.
Excuse me, but I don't quite understand. You mean all the milk in K-Brand cheese is pasteurized?
Absolutely. Every drop is wholesome, pasteurized milk. K-Brand is aged differently, too. Natural cheese ordinarily is cured in cheesecloth and forms a rind. But each big 10-pound bar of K-Brand has no rind because it ages in its own transparent wrapper. And it comes to your dealers with all its golden goodness still protected by this spick and span wrapper.
How do I buy K-Brand Natural?
Your dealer will cut as much as you wish. A portion, thick slices, or a wedge. You'll use it in sandwiches and on your cheese tray.
I'd better get enough. My family will love it for snacks, and with pie, too.
Tomorrow, folks, when you shop, look for the big golden bar with K-Brand Natural. K-Brand Natural down the top and sides. It's the wonderful new natural cheddar made from pasteurized milk. Now it's late afternoon, and if we hurry, we can catch the Great Gildersleeve as he pulls up in front of his house. His car, like Noah's Ark, loaded with two of everything. And he, like Noah, very much at sea.
Fine friend Hooker turned out to be, inviting everybody to my party. Oop, what's his car doing in front of my house? Well, this is one time I'm glad my brakes aren't too good. Well, my brakes were even worse than I thought. Yeah, that'll teach him. What was that? Hope it was Hooker's muffler. Oh, my license plate. Oh, well, it was nearly a year old anyway.
What's the matter, Gildersleeve? Don't you know how to park a car?
You're the one who doesn't know how to park, Hooker, right next to a fire plug.
I didn't park next to the fire plug.
Well, you're next to it now.
It's a little early for Halloween pranks, isn't it, Gildersleeve?
You started them, Hooker. You've got a lot of nerve coming over to my house after what you did. Get off the property.
Now, Gildy, I'm Mrs. Dalrymple's legal advisor. She decides to give a party, so I help her. And if I do say so, it's a very carefully prepared guest list.
The Jolly Boys.
We were going to have a party anyway, and Floyd and Mrs. Munson are always good for laughs.
Ye gods, Hooker, not Lovey Munson.
Mrs. Munson has a heart of gold. And I invited Mayor Terwilliger for dignity. It's time Mrs. Dalrymple met some of the important people of Summerfield.
I don't suppose I'm important.
I didn't say you weren't, but she's met you. Not afraid of a little competition, are you, Gildy?
Go move your car before I call the police, Hooker.
Well, if you're going to be stubborn, I'll run along and get you for the party. By the way, Gildy.
Yes?
I left your invitation on the mantel.
Go haunt a house, Hooker. Didn't even offer to help me take these things inside. Oh, darn pumpkins. Seem a lot heavier than when I bought them. Hope I step on one of Leroy's roller skates and break the whole shebang.
Hello, Unky. Here, let me help you.
Hello, Marjorie. Thank you, my dear.
I'll take the horns. Looks like your party's going to be fun.
I don't know. I may not even go.
What's wrong, Uncle Mort?
Who wants to go to a party with people there?
Unky, don't be silly. I have 20 kids coming over here. What's a party without a big crowd?
Well, this is one time I don't want to be crowded. By George, I don't think I'll go.
Oh, go ahead, Unky. You have a good time.
I refuse to have a good time. I'll stay home.
But, Uncle Mort, you won't have any fun here. Kids will be all over the house.
I won't be in their way. I'll go upstairs and spend Halloween in my room. Leroy will let me use his little radio. Probably.
Poor old Unky.
That's all right. Mrs. Dalrymple wants a lot of people around her. Why should I care? But I don't want to be there.
Oh, I'll get it. That must be Francie calling about the favors.
You can have the favors I bought. Whole day shot. I'd have had more fun down at the office working. I wouldn't be nearly so tired. Seemed to tire more easily since my birthday last week. Read an ad someplace that said I would.
Somebody get the telephone? Oh, good evening, Mr. Gildersleeve. I didn't know you were home.
Yes, Bertie. Yikes! Bertie, why are you wearing that witch's hat? You should have warned me.
Sorry, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'm just in the process of dressing for a party in the church basement. I'm going as a witch.
Huh? Taking the bus or going to fly?
Me fly, Mr. Gildersleeve? Don't expect too much of Halloween. Supper's in the icebox, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'm off.
Yeah, go have your fun while you're young, Bertie. And don't ring too many doorbells.
No, sir. Won't catch me ringing no doorbells. My girlfriend met a fella at a party, and they went out ringing doorbells and ended up ringing wedding bells. What you going to do at your party, Mr. Gildersleeve?
My party? Well, I've just about given up the idea, but...
Yes?
By George, Bertie, you know what? I think we'll go out ringing doorbells.
Who wants to bob for apples next? Mrs. Munson?
Sure, might as well, Judge. My makeup's coming off anyway.
What a silly game. Hey, I got a wonderful idea, folks. Let's all go out and ring doorbells.
Quiet! Can't you see a lady's bobbing for apples? Well, here goes.
Congratulations, Mrs. Munson.
What do you know? Lovey come up with an apple.
Her and her big mouth.
Oh, you were wonderful, Mrs. Munson.
Thanks, Mrs. Dalrymple. You throw swell parties, honey.
Everybody's bob but you, Peavy. Better join in the fun.
Oh, I don't think I should, Judge. I didn't bring along my earplugs.
Well, what'll we play now?
Hey, why don't we go out and ring doorbells?
Look at Lovey, look at Lovey. She should have worn a bathing suit. She bobbed so deep she's got water on the knee. Hey, Peave, where's the missus? She come, didn't she?
Oh, yeah, she's in the other room washing the aquarium. Mrs. Peavy likes goldfish.
She's not bobbing for him, is she? Only kidding, Pete.
Well, what'll we play now?
Quiet, Chief. Hey, everybody, I've got a wonderful idea. Why don't we all go out and ring doorbells?
What's the matter, Commissioner? Ain't you having any fun?
Hey, who brought the two horns?
Mr. Gildersleeve, I believe. The party's on him.
You'll see, you old goat.
Oh, come on, Floydie. Let's play a duet.
Oh, do let's have some music. Mr. Gildersleeve, you sing, don't you?
Well, yes, I do, Mrs. Dalrymple. What would you like to hear?
Well, I'd like to hear the chief sing. He has a deep voice.
Now, Mrs. Munson. Ho, 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 ho.
Oh, brother.
Come on, Chiefy, over by the piano.
But I'm strictly a quartet man. Come on, jolly boys. I need a little help.
What about going out and ringing doorbells?
Now we're singing, Commissioner. Huh? Okay, what'll be, fellas?
There is a tavern in the town.
Easy. Remember where we are.
Oh, pardon me.
How about it's always fair weather, gentlemen? We do that well.
Yeah, here we go. Now, you take the solo, Chief, just like down at the club. Come on, join in, Commissioner.
Well, if I'm not intruding at my own party.
All together.
Oh, it's always fair weather when good brothers get together with a sign. Our apologies, Mrs. Dalrymple. On the table and a good song ringing clear. Good song ringing clear.
Well, that wasn't bad. Not bad, Chief.
Well, what'll we play now?
I have a wonderful little suggestion. Listen, everybody.
Hey, I just got another great idea.
Quiet, everybody. Mrs. Munson has an idea.
Yeah, why don't we all go out and ring doorbells?
Why didn't we think of that before?
Yeah, why didn't we think of that before?
It's a great idea, Lovey.
Well, let's go ring doorbells, everybody. Great idea, Mrs. Munson. Sorry I didn't think of it. Great.
But, fellas, I can't go ringing doorbells. You forgot my position. I'm chief of police.
Isn't that cute?
Come on, Chief. Come on. I got a reputation to uphold, too.
Let's all pair up, 2 by 2. Come along, Mrs. Dalrymple.
But, fellas...
Come on, Peavy. Let's go ring the school bell.
Well, you ring, and Mrs. Peavy and I'll just listen.
Great. We'll go the other way. Come on, Mrs. Dalrymple.
Well, all righty.
Just a minute, Gildy. Don't go sneaking off without me. I feel personally responsible for the safety of our charming hostess this evening.
Isn't that cute?
Well, then, come on, you old goat. Hey, there's a light in that window. Go ahead, Judge. Ring the doorbell. We'll get ready to run.
Why should I go up and ring it, Gildy? Why don't you?
You're faster on your feet than I am, Judge. Remember? You're thinner. Go ahead.
Well, I'm not prayed either.
Come on, Mrs. Dalrymple. We better get a head start.
But what about the judge?
The judge? Oh, he'll find us. He has the nose of a bloodhound. Let's duck behind this hedge. We'll go out through this alley. I know a doorbell we can ring.
But Mr. Gildersleeve, what about the judge?
Huh? Isn't he right behind us? Well, he got lost, didn't he?
Mr. Gildersleeve, I think you did that on purpose.
No. Oh, here's the house. Let's sneak around the side, huh?
But it's so dark.
Yeah, it is. I'd better take your hand. Oh, gloves. Well, follow me. Hurry up on the porch. Watch your step. There. Now, why don't you ring?
All righty. Mr. Gildersleeve, we don't want to ring this bell. This is my house.
It is? Well, then I'd better ring the bell, huh? You get inside and answer the door. Trick or treat.
Oh, you are fun.
On second thought, I think I'll come in with you. A little chilly out here. Well, Mrs. Dalrymple?
Yes?
Trick or treat? How about a kiss?
Don't you think we'd better turn on the lights?
Lights? Huh? Well, let's go in the living room. Plenty of light from the fireplace. We'll wait for the others. Sit down, Mrs. Dalrymple. Doris.
Doris, isn't that cute?
Care to take off your gloves?
All righty.
By George, Doris, I didn't think I was going to have any fun tonight. All those people here. But now I'm having a wonderful time. Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm glad you are, Mr. Gildersleeve, because I'm having a wonderful time, too.
You are? Doris.
Yes.
It's Halloween.
I know, but...
Trick or treat?
Mr. Gildersleeve.
What was that? Does your dog snore?
He does, but he's not here. He's over at my mother's house tonight with Baby.
Stand back. I'll strike a match. It's Chief Gates.
Oh, you're back. Well, good. What'll we play now?
Isn't that cute?
Oh!
Good morning, Bessie. Well, glad to see you here on time.
Did you have a nice Halloween, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Rather disappointing, Bessie. Did you have a good time?
Oh, I stayed home. And people were ringing our doorbell all night. Father got awfully mad.
Yes.
He went upstairs and dumped a bucket of water on one of them.
Oh?
And when he saw who it was, he threw the bucket at him.
He did? Well, who was it?
Judge Hooker.
Well, it wasn't such a bad Halloween after all. But, Bessie, tell your father not to dump any more water out the window, because I may be ringing his doorbell tonight.
Really? But, Mr. Gildersleeve, Halloween's over.
For the community chest.
Oh, Father has a check all ready for you.
Yeah, fine, Bessie. Folks, when a volunteer worker from the community chest rings your doorbell, don't give him a big argument. Give him a big check. The more you give, the better you'll feel. Good night. I gotta go ring doorbells.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Harold Peary. It was written by John Elliott and Andy White with music by Jack Meakin. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Louise Erickson, William Randolph, Earl Ross, and Richard LeGrand. This is John Wald saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products.
Me too. Good night.
Tomorrow night, William Bendix will be Al Jolson's guest on the Kraft Music Hall, heard over this NBC station. Don't miss this great fair. Remember, tomorrow night. For exact time, see your local paper. And listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Do the folks at your house like their macaroni and cheese fluffy light with cheddar cheese goodness through and through? Well, let me tell you how to cook that splendid dish in just 7 minutes. Ask your grocer for a box of Kraft Dinner. In that package, you'll find a special macaroni that cooks fluffy light in just 7 minutes. Also, Kraft Grated to add that delicious cheddar cheese flavor. 7 minutes, and you have a delicious main dish. If you wish, add a little leftover meat or chicken or vegetables. The family will probably say it's the best macaroni and cheese they've ever tasted. Remember the name, Kraft Dinner.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
The Fibber McGee and Molly Show. Every weekday at this time, NBC brings you Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Ralph Goodman and directed by Max Hutto. We'll join Fibber and Molly in just a moment. In less than 10 years, a lot of fortunate people will see their savings pay off. You can be one of those people, but you have to act now. Invest today in United States savings bonds. In less than 10 years, your bonds will mature, and Uncle Sam will pay you $4 for every $3 you put in. In other words, for an investment of only $18.75, you'll get back $25. For an investment of $750, you'll get back $1,000. And look, now you can hold your savings bonds beyond maturity and earn even more money. The handsome rate of interest continues up to 10 years beyond the maturity date. That's right, you're earning 3% interest compounded semi-annually for their entire life. Investigate the payroll savings plan where you work, or the bond-a-month plan where you bank. You'll feel more secure tomorrow if you invest in United States savings bonds today. Dinner is over, the table is cleared, and here in the kitchen, Mr. and Mrs. McGee are busy with the dishes. Mrs. McGee is busy washing the plates. Mr. McGee is busy emptying a bowl of candy, a piece at a time, as his wife says.
Don't eat any more, but please.
Okay.
That's for the children tomorrow anyway.
Children?
Tomorrow night, Halloween.
Hey, that's right. It is Halloween tomorrow, ain't it?
Sure, all the kids in the block will be ringing the doorbell and hollering trick or treat, and I'll be ready for them.
Trick or treat. My gosh, Halloween sure is quiet nowadays compared to what it was when I was a kid back in Peoria.
Yes, thank goodness.
Oh, boy, when I think of the stuff us kids used to do in them days.
I used to hear about it.
Yeah.
My folks wouldn't let me get very far from home on Halloween. There was a terrible bunch of rowdies that used to roam the town.
I'll say. You remember the night them rowdies put roller skates on the cast iron deer on the mayor's lawn and pushed it out into the street?
Indeed, I do.
And one kid rode it down the 7th Street hill across Main Street and right through the window of Clip Stratton's barber shop. What a shambles.
I remember that very well. You smelled like bay rum for a week.
Me? Oh, well, you know how kids are. I was only about 26 at the time.
I guess the Halloween I remember best was when poor Uncle Dennis was living at our house.
Oh, yeah.
And some kids took a bronze bust of General Grant off the courthouse lawn and put it on our front porch.
And boy, was that heavy, too.
Uncle Dennis came home so tired he could hardly stand up. He came in about midnight with his knuckles all bruised.
Oh.
Said he had an argument out front with a Civil War veteran and had to poke him in the nose.
Ah, boy, those were the days.
Yes. Thank goodness they're over.
I guess kids nowadays...
What's the matter?
Listen. You hear something? You hear that? On the back porch.
McGee, that's Teeny.
Oh.
Her mother called and said she's coming over here to show us her Halloween costume.
Yeah? Hey, look out the door. She's dressed like a ghost and got a Frankenstein mask on.
Be real scared now, McGee.
Yeah.
Be scared. Who's out there?
Ooh, I'm Frankenstein's ghost. Ooh.
Hey, help, don't get us.
Please now, spare us, Mr. Ghost, please.
We give up.
It's me, Mr. McGee. Miss McGee, see, it's me, Teeny.
Oh, boy, what a relief. You scared me to death.
Oh, me too. Have some candy, Teeny.
Thanks, Miss McGee. I'll just take one pocketful. I scared you, huh?
Yeah, we were just talking about Halloween, Teeny. You going out with the kids tomorrow night?
Well, my mother won't let me go with the other kids because they always get in trouble.
Oh?
Mm-hmm. Like Willie Toops has got a whole lot of soap, and he's going to ride all over the schoolhouse. And Terry Martinez, he knows where he can swipe a goat.
Well, now, your mother is absolutely right, Teeny.
Yeah, but gee, mister, I like to have fun.
Hey, I tell you what, sis. I'll take you out trick-or-treat myself for a while. Right tonight.
Gee, would you, Mr. McGee, huh, would you? Oh, boy.
Why, sure.
McGee, aren't you a little, well, mature to go around ringing doorbells?
One is never too old, my dear, to bring a little joy to the heart of a little child.
Oh.
I'll run and get a false face out of my old Taylor vaudeville trunk and a sack to carry the candy in, sis. Ha! This'll be good, clean fun.
Back to Wistful Vista in a minute. Most of us have been called away from home and loved ones at one time or another, and we know from the experience that there's nothing quite as important during those days of separation as mail. A good old letter from home. Any man or woman in the armed forces will tell you, the only call that takes precedence over mess is mail call. And when a letter is more important to a hungry GI than food, you know it means something. The truce in Korea doesn't mean we should stop writing letters to our men and women in service, whether in U.S. camps or overseas. Mail from home is just as important now as it ever was. Yes, in some respects, it's even more important. The action, the strain, the anxieties of war can keep a soldier's mind occupied. But when the letdown comes, the time to relax, that's when morale needs a shot in the arm. Your soldier knows the shooting is over. He's done his big job, and now he wants to get home. But unfortunately, there's still a lot to keep him for a while. So don't let him down. Write that letter today.
Gee, this is wonderful of you to take me, Mr. McGee. Boy, we'll have fun, I bet you.
Well, we'll just ring some doorbells, trick-or-treat, holler, boo at people, stuff like that. No destructive stuff, of course. None of that.
Oh, no. No, Mr. McGee.
Why don't you go ring a doorbell right here?
Okay. This is Mr. Howell's house. He'll give us some candy, I bet you, and then we'll go to every house on the block. Hey, can you open the gate for me, Mr.? You know how to open Mr. Howell's gate?
Oh, sure. I'll wait out here, sis. You run on up and ring the doorbell. You look scary, all right.
Okay, mister. Boy, I bet I scare him.
This gate ain't fastened onto the hinges very tight. Oh, boy. If I was Teeny J's, I'd have this thing off of here and up in that maple tree before... Oh, well, my goodness. What do you know about that? Lifted right off the hinges, didn't it? Oh, boy. Old Hector Howell will be as sore as a boil tomorrow when he...
There's nobody home, Mr. McGee.
Oh.
I rang the bell. Hey, what you doing to the gate, mister? The gate.
Oh, well, it's a funny thing, Teeny. I was just opening this gate, and it come right off the hinges. Imagine that, lifted right off.
Oh, gee, mister, we better fix it, huh? We don't want to be bad kids, do we?
Oh, no, not us. I think it's busted, though. We better take it down the street and leave it on old man Parker's front porch. You know, he's the carpenter around here. He's the one Hal will have to take to get it fixed anyhow. Oh, what you doing?
I fixed it, Mr. McGee.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. It just slips off of those little iron pegs. I saw Mr. Howell take it off when they brought their refrigerator in one time. I fixed it.
Yeah, I see. Well, come on. Let's go.
Whose house will we go to next, Mr. McGee?
Well, here. Let's cut through this alley here to the next street.
Okay, okay.
Just look at all the trash cans lined up down this alley, will you? They oughtn't to leave those trash cans out here.
Kids might steal them,
Yeah. Some kids would... Oh. My goodness, Teeny. I accidentally kicked that trash can right over.
Well, gee, mister, maybe we ought to pick up the trash and put it back.
Who's out there?
Quiet, Teeny.
We didn't mean to do it, mister. We'll pick up...
What's going on out there? Elma, give me my flashlight.
Come on, Teeny, we better run.
Wait for me, Mr. McGee.
Hey, come here, you.
Gee, there sure were a lot of mad people, weren't there, Mr. McGee?
Yeah. I didn't realize how clumsy I was, Teeny. I got to running too close to the fence along there, I guess. I must have knocked over 5 or 6 of them trash cans, I guess. That's too bad. Accidents will happen, though.
Gee, that was fun, though, Mr. McGee. Hey, I'll go ring Miss Donahue's bell. She always gives me candy, I bet you. You want to come with me,
No, I'll wait out here. This house next door, that's Toops' house, huh?
Sure. I'm not blowing there, though, mister.
Oh.
I'm mad at Willie Toops today.
Oh, well, it's pretty dark out here, but I see Mort leaves his car in the driveway. He shouldn't do that.
No. Why don't you go tell him you ought to put it away, mister? Go tell him.
Oh, no. He'll know it in the morning, sis. You go ahead and scare the people next door. Don't hurry. I'll amuse myself waiting here.
Okay, mister. Boy, I'll scare Mrs. Dunhill, and then I'll say, it's me, Teeny. And she'll say, come in, Teeny.
Old Mort shouldn't ought to leave his car out like this. Boy, if I was Teeny's age, I'd take a piece of soap and ride all over the windshield. What did I do with that soap I had? Oh, here it is. I'd take this piece of soap and I'd write, Mort Toops is a stinker. Boy, wait till he comes out in the morning, he'll blow his top. Hey, Molly. I'm home.
Good. Did you and Teeny have fun, dearie?
Oh, she had a wonderful time. Want some candy bars? We split it up.
No, thank you. I hope you showed the youngster how to be well-behaved and stay out of mischief.
Well, Natch, you know I'd set her a good example.
There were some other youngsters out tonight, too.
Oh, sure.
I wish you'd have had them with you so you could watch them.
Yeah? I didn't see anybody else.
Over near Toops' house.
Oh?
I took the car and ran over to Mabel Toops' for a while to pick up a dress pattern and some things, and naturally I just parked our car in their driveway.
Our car? In Toops' driveway?
And some little rascals came along and rode all over it with some soap. It's just a mess.
My gosh, the nasty little vandals.
They must have thought it was Mort's car. It says Mort Toops is a stinker all over it. Isn't that terrible?
I'll have it washed in the morning. Don't worry about it.
Fibber and Molly will be right back. With Halloween only a day away, the Trick-or-Treat Brigade is already on the prowl through the fall night. And after you've answered your doorbell a few times, you'll know that fall is here in its full glory. And for the sports-minded, fall is synonymous with college football. The cheering crowds, brightly colored mums, and the crisp air of a Saturday afternoon truly mean football. And if you can't be there in person, be sure to join us here by your radio as the NBC Radio Network again brings you the top football game of the week. From the kickoff to the final gun, you'll hear each and every play when you set your dial to NBC Radio these fall Saturdays. So make it your habit to tune to the top football game of the week on the NBC Radio Network tomorrow and every Saturday afternoon. Later Saturday evening, you'll want to hear NBC's Folk Festival of top Western entertainers. Listen for such fun-packed shows as Grand Ole Opry, the Eddie Arnold Show, and Pee Wee King Show. There's fun for everybody when you set your dial to this, your NBC station, every Saturday evening.
Well, tomorrow night is Halloween, and when the little spooks and goblins in the dime store, false faces, and the bed sheets knock on your door, be nice to them.
Yeah. Remember that we were that age once.
Yeah, and I don't know about you people, but some of the stuff I got into at that age, I'm lucky I didn't get killed. It's a wonder I ever grew up.
Did you?
What? Huh? Oh, good night.
Good night, all.
NBC has brought you the Fibber McGee and Molly program transcribed. Be with us again Monday night for another visit with Fibber McGee and Molly. Laugh with Can You Top This on the NBC Radio Network.
Molly, when one thing sticks out straight from something else, how many degrees of an angle is that?
That's 90 degrees, dearie.
Mm-hmm. And if the thing sticking out weighs 197 pounds, how much pressure would it take to hold it there?
I don't even understand the question.
Well, we'll call it X then. That's what us mathematizers call something when we don't know what we're talking about.
What in the world are you doing, McGee?
Getting ready to put up the storm windows.
Well, you don't need a mathematical equation to do that.
That, Mrs. McGee, is where you happen to be wrong. Let me ask you a simplified question. How did we get the storm windows up last year?
We borrowed the Toops' long ladder and you put them up.
Right. Now you're at the first plateau. The next question, where are the Toops' now? And part two, where is their ladder?
The Toops' are on vacation and the ladder's in their garage.
Correct again. And now for the mammoth jackpot. Is the garage locked?
Yes.
Right. All of which means I got to figure out another way to get up to the second floor. And by using the theory of algebraic progression, I've done just that.
Well, how could you possibly get up the outside of the house without a ladder?
Well, I'm not going to keep you in suspenders about that any longer, Molly. Allow me to unveil the greatest of all McGee inventions. Suction cups filled with glue that attach to the feet. I'm going to walk up the side of the house.
Oh, McGee, I've never heard of such a preposterous idea in my life.
It's just not possible for me to slip, Molly. I'd probably be safe just with water in the suction cups, but glue gives me added protection. You see, I just strap them to my feet with these old belts, and I'm ready to go. Come on out in the yard, and I'll demonstrate.
McGee, if you fall from the second floor, I'll have to pick you up with an eyedropper.
It's not mathematically possible for me to fall. Got it all worked out on paper. I weigh 197 pounds. I'll be standing on the outside of the house at a 90-degree angle. So, 90 hex equals 197, and x equals 2.2.
2.2 what?
I don't know. I haven't got that figured out yet. But I know this is perfectly safe. I just grab a storm window, and here I go.
Heavenly days, it does work. You're walking right up the side of the house.
Not only that, but it leaves both hands free now that I'm up here.
Well, I'm sorry I ridiculed the idea, McGee. You look a little silly, but I'll have to admit that it does work.
Now then, I just walk across to the other bedroom and... Oh, my gosh.
What's the matter, McGee?
The glue in the suction cups must have dried while I was working on this first one, and I'm stuck.
McGee, should I call the fire department to get you down?
No, don't do that. I think I can lean in this bedroom window here and get free by slipping out of my shoes. But, Molly...
Yes, dearie?
If anybody ever asks you what them two shoes are doing stuck way up on side of the house, just say you don't know anything about it, will you?
Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you, partially transcribed, by the Kraft Foods Company. And Kraft, you know, makes the famous pasteurized processed cheese food Velveeta. Velveeta has a wonderful cheddar cheese flavor that's rich yet delightfully mild. It's delicious, and it's the finest quality cheese food you can buy because it's made by Kraft, the name that for years has meant only the finest in cheese and cheese foods. Get a package or loaf of Velveeta tomorrow and enjoy the cheese food of top quality, Velveeta, made only by Kraft. Well, there's a nip in the air this morning. The shocks of yellowing corn are frosty in the fields. The pumpkins have been harvested and given faces with toothy grins, for it's Halloween. In the schools, the children are fidgeting at their desks with impish gleams in their eyes, waiting for darkness to fall. In Floyd's barber shop, the Great Gildersleeve is getting himself a Halloween haircut.
Careful with the scissors, Floyd.
I'm watching, Commish.
Floyd, what'll we jolly boys do tonight?
You don't hold your head still, the rest of us might be attending a wake.
Well, it's Halloween. We should do something special.
You mean you ain't booked for tonight?
What do you mean by that?
Well, since that classy Mrs. Winthrop come to town, you ain't had time for us jolly boys.
Yeah, Floyd, you know the club comes first with me.
Gee, I thought sure you'd be stepping out.
Well, she's busy. Yeah, I mean, she's going to a shindig at the country club.
Ah, and you ain't invited, huh? You mean all my tonsorial skill has went for no avail?
Well, I'm afraid so, Floyd. We fellas should be able to cook up something.
Well, we can come down to the club and sing.
We'll be minus our bass. Police Chief Gates has to be on duty tonight to keep an eye on the kids.
Yeah. When we was kids, we used to give our constable a bad time.
Yeah, I guess we all did.
I remember one Halloween we soaped the windshield of his old Model T and dared him to catch us.
You were asking for it, Floyd.
Nah, we had an ace up our sleeve. He jumped in the car and took off, but we had his rear axle chained to a fire hydrant.
Oh, my goodness.
You should be glad you wasn't the water commissioner that night. Well, there you are, Commish. You want to look at yourself in the mirror or just go out happy?
Yeah, it looks fine. You know, Floyd, I have an idea.
No kidding.
Why don't we jolly boys throw a party for the kids tonight? They'll enjoy it, and we'll help keep them out of mischief.
Oh, let them live, Commish.
No, Floyd, a lot of communities do things like this. We can stock the club with apples, noisemakers, candy, and games.
Well, I suppose the kids will have fun, and we'll be doing Chief Gates a good turn.
You bet. We'll notify the judge and Peavy, and everybody will have a great time. You'll take some money out of the treasury and buy prizes for the best costumes.
Hey, you can wrap some vines around your neck and win a prize. You got a head like a pumpkin. You're only kidding, Commish.
It's going to be quite a night. All the jolly boys went for my idea. I don't know what they'd do without me. It's only 5 o'clock. Hardly dusk yet. Are the black cats out already? Yeah, I'll bet that's Leroy behind the hedge. I'll sneak around the other side and take him by surprise. Kids can't wait until dark to scare somebody. Well, I'll turn the tables on him. Yipe! Leroy!
Hi, Unc. Sorry I come and thought I'd scare you.
Well, you didn't. What are you doing with those batteries behind the hedge?
I got an electric wire running to the front doorknob, but it isn't working.
Oh? What's it supposed to do?
Oh, it's a neat trick for tonight. I wire it to somebody's doorknob, then ring the bell and run. When they open the door, they get a shock.
Leroy, come in the house.
Oh, Unc, what for?
Well, I have a much better idea about how you should spend your evening.
Yeah?
Step inside, my boy.
Oh! Hey, now it's working!
Leroy! It's tricks like this I want to talk to you about.
Sorry, Unc.
Well, I'll overlook it this time. Leroy, rather than go running all over town tonight, how would you like to come up to the Jolly Boys Club to a party?
A party?
Yep. We're throwing a party for all the kids. The judge, Peavy, Floyd. We've all chipped in to buy apples and candy and soda pop. All you can eat, and you may win a prize.
Gee, that's keen. Can I play that corny piano, Unc?
Sure. Anything you want to do, Leroy. It's kids' night tonight.
Oh, boy. I'm going to the Jolly Boys. I'm going to take a bath.
He wants to take a bath? This is a better idea than I thought.
Hello, Unky.
Hello, Marjorie.
What's Leroy so excited about?
Well, the Jolly Boys decided to entertain the kiddies this evening.
Oh?
Show them a good time and keep them out of trouble.
Oh, that sounds like a wonderful idea.
Mighty.
Unky, Mrs. Winthrop phoned a little while ago.
She did?
Mm-hmm. She's at the country club and wants you to call her there.
Well, I'll call her right away.
Unky, what if she invites you out there tonight?
Well, that'd be a little awkward. And the Jolly Boy... Hello? Will you page Mrs. Winthrop, please? Thank you. Yeah, I wonder if she does want me to join her party. Well, she's too late. Just have to tell her I have other commitments. Just her hard luck. Hello, Paula. This is Throckmorton. Is that Halloween dinner dance? Thanks for inviting me, but... Well, it's like this, Paula. I'll be there. Shh, Marjorie. What's that, Paula? Oh, no. I was going to the Jolly Boys Club, but they'll understand. See you around 8-ish. Goodbye. What a woman.
Uncle Mort, I know you'd rather be with Mrs. Winthrop, but what about your party?
Yeah, Marjorie, the party will go along just the same. I've arranged everything. Jolly Boys will have fun. The kids will have fun. I'm the only one who'll be missing out.
All right, Unky.
Sure. I'll run down to Peavy's and explain that I'm needed elsewhere. After all, I've made my contribution. I sparked the idea. Leroy, disconnect the door now. Hello, Peavy.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you?
Peavy, about the Jolly Boys party tonight.
Well, I'm ready for it. I'm here to tell you.
Yes, well...
Look at this box of favors I have for the kids. False faces, noisemakers.
Nice.
Horns. Just listen to this.
Oh, you'll have a lot of fun, Peavy.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
Greetings, gentlemen.
Well, hello, John.
Hello, Horace.
Gildy, I saw you come in. I want to find out what costume you're wearing to our party tonight.
Your costume?
Is the water commissioner coming as a big fat mermaid?
Well, Judge, I was about to tell Peavy.
I thought I'd fool everybody and come as a witch.
A witch, Peavy?
Yes, but Mrs. Peavy is using the broom this evening. Her garden club is having a party, too.
Well, whatever we wear, we'll all have a wonderful time. Gildy, you did a splendid thing when you suggested our little party. I congratulate you.
Mr. Gildersleeve's all right.
Well, thank you, fellows. But, as I've been trying to say, I hope you'll all have a good time. Unfortunately, I won't be able to attend.
How's that?
What's the trouble, Gildy?
No trouble, Judge. And I'm sure you men will understand the situation when I explain.
Well, start explaining.
Well, there's nothing I have to apologize for, Peavy. I've done my duty to the Jolly Boys party. I got it rolling. I'm sending food and favors. If I have to miss the party, it's my loss.
Well, stop beating around the bush and tell us.
Gildy, could it be that you've made a date with Mrs. Winthrop?
Oh, Judge. Well, actually, she made it with me.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
She did, Pete. She phoned and asked me to join her for the dance. I'm sorry, fellows. Well, got to run. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Peavy, aren't you going to say goodbye to me?
I'm not going to say anything to you, turncoat.
Fellows, I can't go to both parties. Can I help it if I'm wanted in two places at once? It just happens that I'm popular.
Well, now, I would not say that.
George, it's 8 o'clock. I'm doing Paula's party right now. You wonder why it's always so hard to get a collar buttoned in. Oop, you dropped it. Now where'd it go? You must have rolled under the dresser.
Uncle Mort.
Yes, Marjorie?
Bronco and I are leaving now.
You all right, my dear? You wish I was.
Unky, don't forget to lock the garage door.
Yeah, I won't. Yeah, everybody's off to their parties but me. Why to leave everything for me to do? Yeah, here's my collar button. What happened to it? Oh, it's a dime. Doorbell, Bertie! Confusion. Yeah, here it is. Phew. Dizzy. Good thing I have one of those snap-on bow ties. I can fix it on the way down to the car. Yeah, where's my coat? I can't. I get my arm through this sleeve. My coat's not that tight. Yover. Bertie! I'm coming! Bertie, who sewed my sleeves together?
So that's why Leroy wanted my needle and thread.
Your arms, coat sleeves. What a boy.
I'll rip it out, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Thanks, Bertie. Who was at the door?
Another trick-or-treater. Good thing you stocked up with treats.
Well, Halloween's for the youngsters, Bertie.
Yes, sir, and they're sure having fun tonight. Bertie's giving handouts to spooks, black cats, skeletons, and to one boy dressed like a gorilla. I hope that was a boy dressed like a gorilla.
Yeah, chances are it was, Bertie.
Yes, sir. Mr. Gildersleeve, I have to get the scissors for this job.
Well, please hurry, Bertie. I'm late for a very important date.
Yes.
Never mind, Bertie. You get the scissors, I'll get the door. Hope the candy holds out. Well, hello.
Hello.
You're the smallest ghost we've seen. Why'd you bother to ring the bell? Why didn't you just come in under the door?
I'm lost.
Lost? Oh, my goodness. You're awfully small to be out alone, aren't you?
I wasn't alone when I started, but I couldn't keep up.
Well, I guess it would be pretty hard to get around in that flour sack. What's your name, little boy?
Mike.
Mike who?
Mike Smith.
You. Smith. Well, there are a lot of those.
There she comes, Miss Gildersleeve. Oh, who's that little fella?
A little lost ghost, Bertie.
Lost?
Yeah.
How'd you get lost, honey?
They ran away from me.
He couldn't keep up with the other kids, Bertie. Yeah, I wonder if I could find them.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, you run on to your party. They'll come looking for him.
Yeah, I guess so. What if they don't?
I'll call you at the country club, and I'll call the police.
Well...
Gosh.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, he's scared. Look at the little fella grab you round the legs.
Huh?
Don't you run away from me, too.
No, Mike, you don't need me. Bertie will take good care of you until your friends come back. If they don't find you, the police chief is a pal of mine. He'll get you home. You see, I have a date. You understand, don't you, Mike? Oh, the date can wait.
The Great Gildersleeve will be back in just a minute. There comes a time in the life of almost every homemaker when, for some reason or another, the food budget just won't stretch as far as it should. So let me suggest this. Next time you have budget trouble, let Velveeta be your handy helper. Cook with Kraft's famous pasteurized processed cheese food. You can melt Velveeta for a wonderful, smooth, golden cheese sauce to add to leftover pieces of meat or seafood, or to use in a macaroni or vegetable casserole, or just to pour over plain toast. And this Velveeta sauce is so easy to make. All you do is melt a half pound of Velveeta in the top of your double boiler. Velveeta melts smoothly, perfectly. Then stir in a quarter cup of milk, seasoned to your particular taste, and there you have it. An easy cheese sauce that'll help you with so many budget main dishes. A cheese sauce that'll give those budget meals a wonderful, rich, yet mild cheddar cheese flavor. And a cheese sauce that'll add new nourishment to your meals, too, because Velveeta is so rich in important food values from milk. And, of course, Velveeta is digestible as milk itself, so your whole family can enjoy it often. Stop at your grocer's tomorrow and get a package or loaf of Velveeta. Remember, for money-saving meals that are nutritious and mighty good-tasting, too, let Velveeta be your handy budget helper. Just be sure you get genuine Velveeta when you buy. It's the cheese food of top quality, and it's made only by Kraft. Earlier this morning, the Great Gildersleeve didn't know how he was going to spend Halloween, so he promoted a party at the Jolly Boys Club. But he ducked out on that when he had a chance to have a date with the attractive Mrs. Winthrop. Then a little lost boy attached himself to the water commissioner.
Now, Mike, how long had you been lost from your little friends when you stopped in here to trick or treat?
I don't know.
Well, we called all the Smiths in the telephone directory. You don't belong to any of them. What's your father's first name?
I don't know.
What's your mother's name?
Mama.
How you make it out, Miss Gildersleeve?
I haven't learned much, Bertie.
What street you live on, baby?
I'm not a baby.
Watch it, Bertie.
Oh, excuse me. Where do you live, Mr. Mike?
He doesn't know, Bertie.
Well, I've only lived there a little while. I want to go home.
Well, we're trying to get you there, Mike.
Hi, Unc. What's going on?
Yo, Leroy, this is Mike.
Hi.
Hello.
Mike was out for tricks or treats and got lost, Leroy.
Yeah?
Poor little fella.
He doesn't know where he lives.
What are we going to do with him? Raise him?
Yeah, we'll find out where he belongs.
How?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'll call the police station.
I haven't done anything. I'm just lost.
Leroy, I called the chief half an hour ago. Nobody's reported a missing boy.
Maybe he's a girl.
I am not.
Careful. Little ghost has a temper. Leroy, why aren't you down at the Jolly Boys Club with the other kids?
Oh, since you weren't going, I decided to go to Piggy's. I just came home to get my electric doorknob buzzer.
Oh, that.
Mr. Gildersleeve, why don't you take Mike down to the Jolly Boys Club? Maybe his crowd dropped in down there.
Not a bad idea, Bertie. Practically every kid in the neighborhood will be there. Somebody will know who he is.
I know who I am. Where do I live?
Right. I'm doing the best I can. You wait till I get my hat out of the coat closet. Yikes! Leroy! Well, here we are, Mike. That's the Jolly Boys Club right upstairs there where you see the light.
Is that a big bat in the window?
No, that's Judge Hooker. There'll be a lot of kiddies up there. I'm sure some of them will know you.
Mister, you're a nice man to help find me.
Yeah, I'm glad to do it, Mike. And after we get you home, maybe you can help me sometime.
Do you get lost?
Well, I'm afraid I've lost out with my girl. Yeah, let me help you up on my shoulders.
Whee!
Yeah, that's it. I'll take you up the stairs piggyback.
Boy, this is fun.
You bet. Say, I don't hear any noise up there. Wonder what they're doing.
Well, gang, look who's here. The big idea man himself.
Hello, Floyd, Peavy, Judge.
Gildy, I thought you had a date.
Well, Judge, I called it off. I thought I'd better bring this little fellow up to the party.
Time somebody came.
Hello, young man.
Hi, pal.
Hello.
Where are all the kids?
Well, they aren't here.
Few straggled up for candy and stuff.
Yeah, but we sang them a couple of songs and they left.
Well, I thought the place would be jumping.
You sure thought up a dud, Commish.
Now, Floyd.
Mr. Gildersleeve, do you know what I think of your idea?
What's this, Peavy? Now, fellows, the party was a good idea. But I guess I just thought of it too late.
And I went to all this trouble to look like a bat.
You didn't have to go to much trouble.
Floyd?
Well, let's give Mr. Gildersleeve's little friend an apple and a noisemaker, and then I'll go home.
Wait a minute. This little fellow is lost.
Lost?
You don't say.
Yeah, I was hoping there'd be some children here who'd recognize him. His name's Mike.
Mike who?
Mike Smith.
Yeah, Smith.
You're lost, huh, Mike?
Yeah, lost.
Where do you live?
I keep saying I don't know, and I don't.
Well, he's new in town, Floyd. He came to my door just as I was leaving.
Oh, broke up your date, huh? Well, it serves you right for two-timing us jolly boys.
Now, Floyd, Gildy's trying to do the right thing.
Well...
Are you hungry, Mike?
I guess so.
Well, here, have an apple.
Thanks.
And you can fill your pockets with candy.
Thanks.
You be polite, little fellow.
What are you going to do with him, Commish?
I don't know. His family isn't listed in the phone book.
Why don't you take the boy to the police station, Gildy?
Gosh.
Judge, the police station ain't no place for a nice little gent like Mike.
I checked with the chief, fellows. Nobody's inquired about a little boy.
Well, it's too early for him to be missed. The kids won't be through soaping windows till about 10 o'clock.
Soaping windows isn't nice.
That's right, Mike.
Well, gee whiz, somebody come up with something. What'll we do with him?
I want to go home.
Okay.
We can take him to my house until we find out where his family is.
Now, let's take him to my house. It's closer.
I want to go home.
You fellas, he rang my doorbell. If we take him any place, we'll take him back to my house.
Well, while you're hashing that out, I'll put on a mask and amuse the boy. Mike, look. How do you like that, Mike?
I want to go home.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Gentlemen, I suggest we take the boy back to Gildy's and conduct the search from there.
Well, let's go. We have to figure out something. Yeah, I'll get it.
Yeah, maybe it's Chief Gates.
Hello? Yes, Chief.
It is the police department.
You quiet, Judge. What's that, Chief? Yeah, the little fellow's here. You have? Great. What's that? 875 Adams Avenue. We'll take him right over and see if he's the boy. Thanks, Chief. Goodbye.
Buck up, kid. Looks like you're home free.
Well, Mike, the chances are you belong at 875 Adams Avenue.
You think I do?
No doubt about it. Come on now, I'll take you home.
I'm going along, too.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I'm not going to stay here all by myself.
Hey, Commish, what are we going to do with all this Halloween stuff? We got a barrel of it.
That's right. We shouldn't leave it here.
Well, throw it in the car, fellows. We'll divide it later.
Okay.
Your family will be happy to see you, Mike. Do you have any little brothers or sisters?
I don't think so.
What does your father do?
I don't know.
Mike's pretty close-mouthed. He ain't telling nothing.
I don't know nothing to tell.
Well, we'll soon find out something. Come on, men. Pick up the stuff and let's go. I'm sorry the party didn't work out, fellows. I guess we can call it a good Halloween if we get Mike home.
Yeah, it's no fun being lost when you're hardly big enough to find.
Judge, move over a little.
Oh, sorry if I'm crowding you, Gildy.
It isn't that. You're sitting on the marshmallows.
Is that it? I thought your cushions were unusually soft.
What the heck? We got more candy than we know what to do with.
Well, here's Adams Avenue. Isn't this exciting?
If it turns out to be Mike's house, I'm going to blow my horn again.
Does this street look familiar, Mike? Mike?
I believe he's fallen asleep.
He has? Oh, isn't that a picture?
Hey, P, let me hold him, will you?
I'm afraid he'll wake up, Floyd. Look, he's got his arm around my neck.
Look for numbers, fellas.
Here's 875, right on the corner.
Are you sure that's 875? That's the children's home.
The children's home? No kidding.
Yes, it is, Floyd.
Well, let's not just sit here and look at each other. Better see if this is where Mike lives. You wake up the little fellow, Petey.
Yeah, well, Mike. Mikey boy.
You know where you are, Mike?
Am I home?
We think so, my boy.
Mike, do you recognize this house?
Yeah, sure. That's where I live.
Mike, why didn't you tell us you lived with a lot of other little boys and girls?
Nobody asked me.
By George, we didn't.
Never occurred to me.
Can I go in now?
Yeah, of course, Mike. Yeah, I'll take you up to the door.
Okay.
We'd better wait here in the car, Gilda.
You're all right, Judge. Mike, there's a jack-o'-lantern in the window. Must be having a little party.
Yeah, but they don't have very much.
They don't. Well, by George, they're going to. Judge, Peavy, Floyd, unload the car.
Hey, that's a great idea.
Bring the candy and noisemakers. Bring everything.
Help me with these boxes, Peavy.
Gosh, mister, you really mean it?
You bet. This is going to be the best Halloween we've ever had.
The Great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just 30 seconds. Need a hot lunch in a hurry? Then make grilled sandwiches with Kraft's smooth melting pasteurized processed cheese food, Velveeta. With golden Velveeta, you can make delicious sandwiches because Velveeta has such a grand, rich, yet mild cheddar cheese flavor. And Velveeta makes sandwiches so nourishing, too, because it's rich in important food values from milk. Enjoy a quick, easy lunch of grilled Velveeta sandwiches tomorrow. Just be sure you get the cheese food of finest quality, genuine Velveeta, made only by Kraft.
Good night, Mike.
Good night, Mr. Gildersleeve. And thanks for the party.
You don't mention it, my boy. We had a wonderful time.
So did we. Mr. Gildersleeve,
Yes, Mike?
I want to tell you something.
You do?
If I ever have a father, I hope he's just like you.
Thank you, Mike. Bless you, my boy. Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman. The show is written by John Elliott and Andy White and is partially transcribed. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Mary Lee Robb, Lillian Randolph, Earl Ross, Arthur Q. Bryan, Tommy Reddick, and Dick LeGrand. Musical composition by Jack Meakin. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of those famous Kraft quality foods. Be sure to listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
How can you make a sandwich just the way you like it? Easy. Take some bread, some good cold roast out of the icebox, then add a touch of Kraft's prepared mustard. For when you add a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. Kraft's mustard makes a sandwich just right. Remember, there are two kinds of Kraft mustard to choose from. Kraft salad mustard, mild and delicately spiced, and Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added. With either kind, when you add a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. Get Kraft's prepared mustard.
Groucho Marx, You Bet Your Life. He's next on NBC.